Yeah, welcome to class today. Good evening. This is our seventh day of looking into the structure query language, the SQL, with hands-on assignment and hands-on work. It has been a rewarding adventure. So to start, my name again is Jude. I'm a data scientist and I'm also a data analyst, analytics. So what we have been giving to you as standard work that qualifies you to write any exam on any platform that has been taught. All you need to do is just to brace up and you are good to go. A lot of what we do is basically on the basics. They will now take it into advanced level and ensure that you have a good deal for whatever you are doing. So we have been looking at the operand or the operators. I've done that for 2 days. I looked at operators. We have looked at the statement, the where statement. We have looked at the select statement. We have looked at other statements. Last time we even added some calculations. The count, the average, the minimum, the maximum, variance, amongst others. This is just to improve our muscle memory and ability to engage. So we're going to take a step further today to do something still beneficial to us that will take us closer to where we are aiming at. So tonight we are going to continue with our work. Let me open up the database and open up the Adventure Works. I've opened up Adventure Work 2022 database. That is where we are hinging on. So then we are creating, as I've taught you, you can use this. You can also do something like this, asterisk, and it will allow you to comment. So we are creating functions. We are looking at something like dates. Want to see date is always an important element in every data analytic or data science work. Strings and mathematical functions. That's what we're looking at today. Dates. Want to see how to manipulate dates to get dates, whatever have to do with dates. Then strings. These are non-numbers, words, names, they're strings. Then how to also generate or use mathematical functions to carry out our assignment. So we go ahead and start by writing number one, which is date. I want to start with date manipulation. Date manipulation functions. So when you have done that, you can still come and put your asterisk. I can shift it a bit, asterisk, then across. So it is a comment. So our assignment to say print today's date. That's the one thing. Then the date from the system and the UTC version of today's date. These are three things that we need to work on. First of all, we want to print today's date. Whatever that date is, a function will tell us that date. The same date again, we want to see it using system function, and also we want to use UTC. UTC time is a universal time control. So this is what we'll be doing now. So pay attention. So we normally will start with the select statement, and for you to do that, you need to get a function called get date function. And when you call a function, normally have this open brace or bracket. That means there's something that can be worked into that open date or inside of that bracket. So, or it shows you the significance of what you want to do. Well, that is what signifies what? A function. So we get date, and that date now is what the function will get for us as today. So that date you are getting, we are going to name it today. The second thing we asked was the system time. So you write system you just shorten it, sys date time. So that is the function that brings in the date, and you also show the function tag, and this one is also, you call it as what? Another day, another today, to differentiate it from the first one, because you see the same date is going to give to us. So the next one which we are asked was the UTC version of today's date. So to get the UTC version of today's date, use the function get UTC date, and you open it up. The alias is as. So whatever is as after as is what you want to name it. Anything you type there, whether it's a mistake, will come out the way you type it. So we want to see it as UTC today. UTC today. So this is what we want to see. So let's run this and see. So you see it has executed. The first one, we'll name it as today. Another one, you see, even as I call it today, I can come here and change it to maybe small writing, and go back again and execute. This one will change to small writing. That is what we are saying. So you are the one that sets the system going. So when you have any mistake on the system, the mistake will continue to roll over. But if the idea or the code is correct, it will run. But if you have a typographical error by typing of name, it will not stop the work from giving you the answer. So having done that, we now go again and do something else. Let's select birth date, the date somebody was born. So in case I make mistake, I can come here and double click on it. Birth date comes up for me here. So selecting birth date, can now go ahead to do other things. Come down, I even bring the birth date down. select birth date, then want to run some operation using the different days, month and year. So we now say day. There is a function too, and the function, you open up the function, then we want to work on birth date. So and the when we're working on birth date, it means you are using a table, and the table that has that birth date is human resource employee table. So we'll quickly come and look for human resource employee table, and we'll open it up so that you can see something what we're doing. So I want to get birth date. So this is the birth date. I copy it to C and come inside of this, and I control V it. So the birth date now, I want it to serve as the number. That is for day. I want to see the birth date in day, a particular day the person was born, and I'm giving the title just like this title up now as day number. Next thing again I can do with the same birth date, because I'm looking at birth date, I can also look at the month. So I use the month function and open up the bracket and go again to the birth date and pick it up. Control C it and bring it inside the bracket and drop it there. So birth date. Now for the month, how do I want to see it? I want to see it as month number. Month number. I can go again. But let's watch how I put my comma. It is not only here that you can put comma, but for you to get conversant with this is good so that you can be in control of your work. So year. So we want to also see the year for the birth date, and it's a function too. So I go again, I pick the birth date, Control C, I bring it in, Control V, and I name it as my year number. So after I've done that, I will go ahead and also look at the date name. These are all possible functions you can get given birth date. So I now write date name as another function, and the functions, when you see them, they are always appearing in this color. So date name. So there's something we want to do there, but let me give you some of the link or some of the things we'll be doing so that it will help you when we begin to put them in abbreviation. So something like I can see come again and use my slash and this to bring in, I want to bring in my comments, something I want you to take note of, which is not part of my code. So you should take note that DD is the same thing as day. YY is the same thing or equal to year. Then MM is the same thing as month. DW, we can call it day of week. You see the way we write in SQL, is very, very unique with SQL. So we always keep that format. It's very, very good for the SQL work, so that you don't get confused when you see it in a larger work. You also have QQ, and you call it quarter of a period. We have WK, that is a week number. I can still leave it as week. We have HH, we'll call it hour. You see, I'm mixing the distance. SQL does not select capital or small letter, so have that at the back of your mind. We have MM, and we call it minute. I can break this if it's becoming long. Maybe I'll come here, I'll break it and continue here. Minute. Then I have MS, and I call it milliseconds. Milliseconds. Then I have SS, and I call it seconds. So it's important you have this so when we finish this, we now come again and put, so that the comment will stop and the system will know that the comment has been taken care of. You come again and you put your star and you put your slash. Just watch. Before then, you see that your date name was as if it's part of what I am trying to do, but immediately I put my star and I put my slash, it came back to the code format. So this one is just a comment to give us a clue of what we are doing. So we'll continue. Date. So we are on date name. So date name, we are going to look at MM, and MM is what? This capital MM is month, while the small mm is minute. So MM is month, and we're going to bring the birth date again, bring it in, Control V, and we are treating it as, we're giving it a name and we're calling it month name. So we're calling it month month name. Then we'll go down again, we take up the date name function and see what we're going to do with it this time around. We're going to take DW, and DW is day of week. So DW, come again and pick our birth date, Control C, and we'll place it there, and Control V, and we'll give it an alias. What are we going to give it this time? Call it day of week. Then we'll close it. I'm in class. We are going by 10 o'clock. So the next thing we do is we'll go again, we'll pick this time around we'll now pick another function which is called date path. Date path is another function, and we're picking it with wk, which is week number or the week, and we're still going to bring in our birth date. Control C. And we'll close it. And call it week number. Week number. And we'll close it. So also pick it again, pick another aspect of the date part again, and bring something new. The last one was week, so we're going to pick this time around the year. We'll still bring in our date function, and we call it as year. Write it as year. We can continue. We'll look for other things again that we can be able to, so that I can elaborate and show you how we can use this date function and the different aspects. So the next thing we are going to do now, we're going to use date if. It's another function on date. Let me use the capital letter. Date if. Dated if. This is how it is spelled, dated if. And for the dated if, we're going to also use the year. Then we'll bring in the birth date. Then we now also add the get date inside. After you have brought in the get date, you now use the get date function inside, and you put the function there. So you now give it a name. You say, give it name as age and month. Age in months. So I want to also see what is the age of this particular employee in months. You know, people don't calculate those ones. They only look at age per year. So we can now still do one more undated if. I'll look for the first one we're doing is dated if get date. We want to see the age in years first. Let's see the age in years. Then we now also see the age in months. So I can copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I will just do small adjustments. So I will come here, I will change this to months, capital M. Then I will now come here, I change it to age in months. So it takes care of that. Then we'll do the final for the age or the date function. I also have to put a comma in the front. Yes. So come again. I'll put our comma. We will now use date add. It's another function. Date add function. Use it to add date in future. And the function we are going to put years with 5, for instance. We want to see what will be the year or the date of our employer in the next 5 years. So we want to use the get date function to do that. So we're going to give it name as 5 years from today. So what is 5 years from today? From this function. I also want to do it with the date in the past. So go again. We put up our date. It is still a date add function, and then you put in your year. Well, if you were conversant with our Excel class, you will see that this YYMMDD was very, very instrumental in getting days, week, and the year. So we use get date function. Then we now put up your alias as say 5 years ago, and then you close. So this is using the date function to manipulate it in different ways. You can see it in day, we can see it. We didn't use all, but at least we use majority of them to be able to see how we can be able to manipulate the date to give us some important results. So the last question is from where. So we're going to use the from statement. So from human resource employee, we'll copy it and we'll come here and we'll place it. So once we have done that, every red line will be removed. So we can now go ahead and then run it. So when you execute it, it will give us a result. So the result have the birth date, day number, month number, year number, month name, day of weeks, week number, year, age in years, age in months, 5 years from today, 5 years ago. So this is all we wanted to see in this, and it is giving us all that we wanted to see from this function. We are going to look at this. I think the 5 years from today and the 5 years ago. So I'm going to look at this function again and make the correction in next class, because I'm seeing that the answers are the same for the two. I know the problem will be from the date function that was used, but it's not an issue, it can be corrected. But just know the step of how we're able to do that. So you can see that it's one work but very long, and you have to take your time to do it, because we're not going to do much today. I will, wherever I was able to stop, I will now send the other note. You can follow the same step that I have followed, and you can also arrive at the same answer that I'm arriving. In the event where you don't get the same answer, then you can call on me and we'll look at it together and we'll now see where the problem is coming from. That is part of the discipline of learning. So I'm going to skip a line, but you see it in your notes. You have to have it deeper because it has a long write-up. I don't want to write it now. I don't have much time. So, but you are going to get it when I send the note to you. Now you have another work. Now it's a case expression. Now I want to use case expression. Case expression. I want to see using cases to address or to solve some work. So let's see how it looks like. Say create 3 segments for the product such that such as high, medium, low. For instance, want to see if we can be able to create want to see if we can be able to create an expression, a segment through this case expression to give us different levels. We have done this in Power BI. We have also done it in Tableau, where we say where income of a of income of the consumer or the buyer or what they bring to the table is 500 and below, we say low income. And when there is above 500 and less than 2000, we say medium. And when it's above 2000, we say high. High sales, medium sale, and the rest. It's exactly what we also want to do here, but we want to do it under the SQL environment. So you do select, and we are going to use product table for this production product table. So we'll go to production product table to call our functions. Production product, open it up. Okay, so we are selecting, what are we selecting? One, we're selecting the product ID. We pick it up, place it here, Ctrl V. Next, we pick the name of the product, put it here. So this is the tool we want to work with here. So bring down the name and we'll put up our comma. So we'll come down and put a simple listen to give us a direction of what we want to do now. So we want to do simple case expression. I want just a simple case expression. So now give a space so that I can do 1 or 2 manipulation here. So what are we doing now? We now start with our case. Remember, it's case now we're looking at. And what case are we using? We're looking at the class. That's the first case we want to look at. We'll come and pick up our class. Ctrl C. And we put it here. We want to have a case with the class. So we'll now say just like case for the class when H Now this is what can be found in the table when you open it in the unit. You see that there's a H there, but if it is showing that it's H, then we now come, you will now give it a name. Let's say we call it high. So you go again, and you bring another case. When this time around, when it is L, now then you call it what? Low. You call it low. Then you go again. When this time it is M, then when it is M, then you call it what? Medium. This is the three conditions you want to see. But in case these three conditions, what we're looking at is not satisfying any of the three conditions, then you now say else. This is how, let's let use capital letter. Else it is NA, not applicable in this scenario. So when you have done that, you come and do what? You end this conditional statement as, what name are you calling it? Transformed class. So this class has been transformed. That is what we're saying here. We can go again and create another case. So you now come again and say case. This case now is for product line. You can come over and look for product line here. You can make any case for any item you wish to, if that is your area of interest. So you can also come here and place it product line. So you now start again. When I can also come and copy this condition and then make some changes to it so that I can save time. For instance, Control C, and I can come here and place it. So this time around, say when is R, then I will call it something else. I'll call it road. This is bicycle, road bike, different class of bicycle. Remember this adventure works, and there's a bicycle industry that we are using as hypothetical industry. And the next one is when is T, then you call it touring, which is a touring bike. Then you go to the next one. When M, we call it mountain. Mountain bike. Mountain. And you can see, copy this line and proceed. Come down and say when S, we call it standard bike. So after that, to end the conditions, if these conditions are not met, then S will say unknown. And once you have done that, you now end as, what's the name, transformed product line, end as transformed product line, and also make flag. So after you have done this, you now come and tell us where we are bringing this work from, which table is bringing this work, and it's a production product table. So you bring it up and you place it. Then you make one more condition using the where clause. Where, and the where clause, now we're looking at the conditions now. Now one of them is class, one is the product line. So where the class, where's our class again? The class. So where class is not null. So we don't expect to see an empty set in our class. And also the product line, copy it, and the product line itself is also not null also. So once we have done that, we'll now look at our work to see if there's any challenge. See, we're seeing as has not been addressed. We want to look at where we're having issue with the work. So now the work is okay for running. So let's select it, highlight everything, and now we'll now run it. Now run it. Now this is our answer. So all this English we are using is just coding, just to bring us to a point of expectation. And you can see that we have the product line, the product ID, and the name. The other ones now are done under transform class or under product line, taking note of make flag as we brought it here, and that is all. I see it's only 217 row, and our work was executed successfully. So we are going to end today's class here. Shortly I will be sending the note. Please ensure that you have there's about 3 work that is there that I didn't do today. You can practice it on your own and get conversant with it. So as I promised, I'm going to send notes. I'm going to send plenty notes for you. You are going to read those notes, get acquainted with it, so that you can able the note will keep you busy from tomorrow till Thursday, almost 1 week. So by Thursday we'll be meeting and we'll continue from there. So thank you. I hope you study well. God bless. Bye bye.